Okay, so on to the next track in Sammy's Casual Sonic Monster series, man. It's been a great series so far. We only reacted to 3, but this is the 4th one. And this one is actually quite a deep one over here. This is called Just Like Me with DMC. And Daryl from the DMC, I just watched the whole video on it. I'm going to just try and see if I can summarize it as concisely and coherently as possible. So basically, Daryl from the DMC, very successful guy, had gotten a gold, silver, platinum record label, super successful, making money, doing all of that, and somehow he was consistently depressed, right? He had a void that he just could not fill. He was going to bed depressed. He was starting to think suicidal thoughts and things like that. So as he was going through the motions of that, he was actually wanting to write a book, so he actually to tell his story. So he phoned up his mother and he asked his mother, listen, can I get a bit of information of when I was a baby, like when I was born, and just give me a couple of things about when I was a baby. And then the mother like gives him all of that, and then afterwards puts the phone down. Then after that, the father phones back and he says, oh, just something we forgot to tell you, you're actually adopted. Okay, cool, cheers, bye, and puts the phone down. Now, this guy's already going through the motions of depression. Now he gets told that he's actually adopted. Those aren't his real parents, so it kind of throws him into an even greater loop of depression and things like that. A couple of years go by, he's actually listening to, he's going into a limousine and he's traveling, and he actually, the driver puts on a radio station, and he's like, listen, I don't want to listen to that, I want to listen to anything but rap. And he changes the radio station and he hears Sarah McLachlan's song Angel, and when he actually hears that song, something actually filled that void. And then afterwards he listened to that song for like a year straight. He was listening to Sarah McLachlan's music because it kind of was giving him hope and giving him meaning. It actually somewhat saved his life. Then he met Sarah McLachlan at some party afterwards. I don't know where, I don't know how, but he met Sarah McLachlan at a party with all these other celebrities, and he literally went to her and said, you are literally God to me because you saved my life with your song Angel, right? And then she says, that's amazing, that is what music is supposed to be, said goodbye and whatever else. Then 3 years went by and he wanted to create a song, which is this, Just Like You, Just Like Me. And he thought, what a great idea. It would be a great idea to actually have Sarah McLachlan, the very woman that saved his life, on the exact same track with him, right? And then he called her up and said, oh, I don't know if you remember me, I'm Daryl from DMC. And she's like, how can I forget? You literally called me God. And then he says, I'd love to do a track with you on this. Didn't involve a record label, didn't involve any production agencies, nothing, absolutely nothing. He literally flew to Vancouver and recorded this track with Sarah McLachlan in her home studio, which was like, this was literally his God. And at the end of that, before he left, Sarah McLachlan turned to him and said, you know, something I never told you. And she said, what? She said, I'm also adopted. You know what I mean? So that's where he was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Sarah McLachlan, my God, like, you know, the person that saved my life went through the same thing as I did, right? So there was a commonality that we're just human beings, as do many other people go through those kind of things. And this is basically how the song was born. So just a bit of summary on that. And yeah, so Just Like Me with DMC. Let's rock and roll. I've never heard the song before. But now I'm super excited for it. So let's see what we got over here. Let's go.
As I walk through the corners of Cooley High, I gotta be thankful that I'm still alive. I have a lot of thoughts like, who the hell am I? What is the truth and what is a lie? But I think about my life and everything is okay. I gotta pave a way to a brighter day, cause it's really plain and simple when it came to me. There's a lot of people just like me. There's a whole lot just like me.
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy living out in the moon. If you're coming home, I hope you're away. We'll get together there.
Wait a second, that actually sounds very familiar. Is Sarah McLachlan's part not from something else? Isn't that from some other rock band in the US? Must be. Sorry, that sounds very familiar. But listen to what he said over there. Basically said, it's like, there's a lot of other people that are just like me. You're not alone in your strife. You're not alone in your burdens, right? It's not like it may feel like that, like everybody else is living a good life. And that's why social media is so toxic. Because at the end of the day, everyone's putting their best foot forward in social media, right? They showing you the very sort of like plastered side, the cladded side of life. Right? They're making it pretty for you so they can take your eyes out. So, oh, look at me, right? My life's amazing. But when you pan out, their lives are just as, if not worse than yours, in fact. You know what I mean? I like the instrumentation of this.
1964. Here we go.
Nice, that's when he was born.
The child was born, it was a beautiful day. It was 1964, the 31st of May. The girl gave birth to a baby boy. He is not a burden, he's a bundle of joy. She was just a young girl
I like that he's not a burden, he's a bundle of joy. But he actually is speaking to his biological parents who thought he was a burden and gave him up for adoption. Right? So he's just reaffirming that, right? Instead of playing into the insecurity, instead of playing into the negative side of that, say, well, nobody wanted me, because that can weigh heavy on the soul, that you got rejected at birth, right? And then that rejection will carry on plaguing you throughout your life. Like if something actually happens in your life, in a relationship, it literally stems all the way down to that insecurity. It stems all the way down to that pain. And that's where you get the feeling of like, I'm not worthy. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that he affirms he's not a burden, he's actually a bundle of joy. You know what I mean? Fine.
He is not a burden, he's a bundle of joy. She was just a young girl in our youth, and her parents trying real hard to hide the truth. Is there a chance for the baby to live? That is a chance that you gotta give. That is a chance that you gotta give.
Yep.
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the maddening blue. Coming home, my young boy.
That is actually a very important line.
There's a chance that you gotta give.
Right, go back. Sorry.
Boy, he is not a burden, he's a bundle of joy. She was just a young girl in our youth, and her parents trying real hard to hide the truth. Is there a chance for the baby to live? That is a chance that you gotta give.
Is there a chance for the baby to live? That is a chance that you've got to give. Not many people feel like that way in today's day and age. They actually feel like aborting children is I know this is going to be a completely controversial topic, but aborting children is a badge of honor now. You know what I mean? It's not, shouldn't be safe, legal, and rare anymore. Now it should be like widespread and up to point of birth, right? Because we've got to deal with people's feelings and narcissisms and all that kind of bullshit. And when you look at the disparities in the numbers when it comes to births, abortions out of conveniences versus abortions due to rape and incest and whatever, deformalities or things like that, the disparity in the numbers is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous, like millions to like thousands, right? So it's huge. So it just shows you, as we're living in a society, a negligent society that upholds the virtue, I wouldn't say virtues, upholds temptations and decadences and sexual pleasures over responsibility, even when engaging in the reproductive act, right? So it's just a conversation that we should have. I mean, we can have a conversation on both sides of the actual field. It's not a perfect world, right? You're never going to have one absolute answer. It's not a perfect world, right? But no one's willing to even sort of meet in the middle over here. But that is actually the problem. And the crazy thing is that they don't even look at it as a life. It's crazy. The argument's like, oh no, well, a fetus is not a life. You know what I mean? It's not a life. Okay, well, if it's not a life, then why intervene? It's not a life. A fetus isn't a life. So, okay, then leave it. Why do we have to intervene? You don't have to intervene at all. If it's not a life, it's not going to grow, right? Oh no, but it is going to grow. Which means that, what is that? That is a life, right? Because life grows at the end of the day. So just the arguments behind it is ridiculous, and it comes from a very nihilistic and narcissistic place, right? And I'm personally pro-life, but I'm willing to have the discussion around the abortion topic in the sense that, you know, it should be what it was meant to be, which is like safe, legal, and rare, because I can understand the arguments on the other side, right? And I know that it's not a perfect world. Me personally, I'm pro-life. I'm not for any of it, but I know that we can't have a world like that. I know that the world is an imperfect world, and you can't draw such hard lines on that kind of thing, right? But allowing a child to live is one of the most beautiful, most powerful things there is, right? Give that child a chance at life, right? Don't go there and just start assuming that this child is just going to have a horrible life and things like that, because this is an example right here. He could have been aborted, but he was born, and look at what he's done. Look at how he's actually changed the world. Look at what he's done for society. Look at, you know, that's what I'm saying. Is give life a chance at the end of the day. But we don't live in that world anymore. It seems like we just have we've waged complete war on children these days.
For the baby to live, that is a chance that you gotta give. That is a chance that you gotta give.
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the maddening room. Baby coming home, I don't know where. We'll put together there.
What you saying, huh?
You know I'll have a good time.
What you saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was 9 whole months inside of the womb. Another long month in a hospital room, facing doom in a tomb, cause the kid is alone. But somebody came along and they took the kid home. He came into the world like we all do, but he never ever knew how he came through. Do the best you can do if this happened to you, and understand all the words that I'm rapping to you. Understand all the words that I'm rapping to you.
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue in the maddening room. Baby coming home, I don't know where. We'll put together there. You know I'll have a good time.
Father is the mother and the father is. Yo,
I love the sound of the sort of like late 90s, 2000s rap mixed with like a Sarah McLachlan sort of more melodic vocal sound. I always say, you want your song to pop, put a female vocalist on the fucking hook of it. Okay, that's all. Like, I keep saying this about all music. You know what I mean? If you're a rapper and you want your song to pop, put a female vocalist on the fucking chorus of it. It always just elevates that song. It makes it something else. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
Yo, the mother and the father is all that he knows. They give him lots of love and you know that it shows. He's living really has all that he needs. He came into the world and he's gonna succeed. It is a blessing to live a good life. If nothing is wrong, then something is right. They say that life is a mystery, and I just wanna know my history. Understand that life is good to me. That's the way it is. So
Let it be.
my life is complete. Everything is.
That's the way it is, so let it be. Things are the way they should be. Do you know what I mean? It is okay. And the nice thing about this song is actually the introspection into something that is higher, right? It's amazing how people start to feel better when they place, whether it be spirituality, faith, something greater than them. They place that higher than their temptations, than their decadences, than their hedonism. When they do that and they place it higher than that, higher than their vices and things like that, all of a sudden they start to feel a sense of harmony, right? It's because we are here to live for something greater. We are actually here to serve, to be in service to other people. And this isn't like a religious, biblical thing. It's just a natural order thing. The natural order is you're here, right, to give to others and for others to give to you. It's supposed to be that give and take, and the receiving is actually in the giving. right? But when we forget that and we become nihilistic and we become narcissistic and we decide to live in an echo chamber of just ourselves, and it's me, 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 I'm the most important person in the world, I'm the center of my universe, I'm the center of your universe, and I should be the center of everybody's universe because I'm the most special, that's when you start creating this void. And that's why it happens a lot with artists, and that's why it happens a lot with all of these famous people, because they've acquired the whole world but they've lost their soul. Right? Because all of it is about me. The limelight's always on me, and you naturally will become narcissistic about that. And then you start losing your humanity. You start losing your spirit. You losing your soul and your heart because you feel that I am the greatest thing and nothing can harm me. Right? So and then all of that, you feel like, you get to that pinnacle of euphoria because you are a rock star, and then nothing actually gives you that kick anymore, right? So then they turn to drugs, they turn to all the vices, alcohol, and all those kind of things because they've lost their soul, right? My grandmother always used to say the tallest trees fall the hardest, right? And that's what happens is the moment you start growing tall, make sure that your roots are fucking strong so that you stay tall, right? Because if your roots aren't strong and you start playing around in the fucking devil's playground with all of those storms, you're going to be uprooted and you're going to fall. And that because you rose to those kind of heights, the fall is fucking further down. Do you know what I mean? You're going to hurt. So, yeah, it's something we have to learn as human beings.
That's the way it is, so
Let it be.
my life is complete, everything is alright, life is good to me, I'm in paradise. Understand when I'm rapping, no pain or sorrow, I just want you to know. Yo, yo, I just want you to know. Yo, yo.
Such 90s style.
I'm alright. Na na na.
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. Baby coming home, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know I'll have a good time. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. Baby coming home, I don't know when. We'll get together then. I know I'll have a good time.
This particular hook actually is Sarah McLachlan's. Please let me know. Obviously very ignorant statements over here. I don't really know, but I don't know if this is actually Sarah McLachlan's or it actually belongs to another artist and she's just using it in her own way for this particular song. I'm not sure. Very cool song. Very, very cool song. Especially knowing the backstory to this song. This song is absolutely powerful. Loved this. For me, this is the iconic piece of the series so far. So this is the standout. This is the highlight for me, right? Let's see how the series progresses. But I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.